For me, I think there's three areas that we can really make strides in, because like for me, you ask whose responsibility is it to make change here, and unfortunately it is going to fall on us, because I can't see these institutions and various groups waking up one day and going, I need to radically transform for my space for the black community. I don't think that's going to happen. So that for me is going to fall to us to do, and there's three ways that I think we can do it, and that's through media, through reports, and then through, I think, for want of a better phrase, being a good dance partner. I think when we're being the phrase that you said, I think is really important about, being invited to the dance and then being invited to dance. We need to be a good dance partner when we're in these spaces, and we need to be able to show that we're performing at a high level. We are, show that we're capable. And I think how we get there is going back to a point that you made. Do we create our own spaces, or do we try and weave ourselves into these spaces? If we create our own spaces and show that we're performing in these spaces, I really don't think that they can deny us. I mean, when we started the big awards, which is the Black Irish Gala Awards 4 years ago, it was small, but it's beginning to grow. We now have RTE as our media partner, and for example, one thing from that is we had Newbury perform at the big awards, and Newbury went on to get 2 or 3 more gigs through RTE from those awards. The RTE executives that were there had never even heard of Newbury. Do you know what I mean? So I think creating those spaces and bringing people into those spaces and showing what we have is really, really important. I think the second thing then being reports, just showing the gaps that are there. For example, the Arts Council has the Open Up report, and it shows that there is a huge gap between funding of black artists. Do you know what I mean? And black artists are becoming ineligible because they don't have the connections to the Arts Council to ask questions before they submit an application, which means they submit it wrong. Even though the project sounds amazing or the project is really creative or culturally significant, they're still not being funded because the application is not filled out properly. Now, that's something that I'm working on through the Arts Council and stuff like that in our EDI implementation plan. I think the last thing then is media, and highlighting when Jordan Adetunji is not selected for this award. We're saying how getting op-eds, getting videos, getting content out there of highlighting that this is the biggest song in the world and it hasn't been nominated. Why is that? And it's making it because they will start to think then, if they're being questioned in media as to their competence or whether they care or not, or whether they're purposefully leaving people out, that's when they'll start to go, oh shit, I need to up my game here, in my opinion. I think there's obviously other things that we can do, but those are 3 things that I think we can begin to work on.